Hey, it's Norm from Tested.
And Adam from Tested.
Adam, it's the most wonderful time of the year, Comic-Con.
It is.
And even though Comic-Con may have passed for you guys,
yes,
we are in pre-Comic-Con right now. Adam Incognito, you're gonna go dress up as something.
I'm in the process of planning to go dress up as something. At the point at which this video is released, I have just walked the floor in my costume, and the costume was...
Admiral Ackbar.
Admiral Ackbar. It's a trap! So, in addition to being one of my all-time favorite characters, well, not in addition, Ackbar has always been one of my all-time favorite non-human characters, second only to Chewbacca. I love the design. I think he's magnificent. As such, I have spent years going to eBay and doing eBay searches for Admiral Ackbar costume. And I have a couple of different people's sculpts and completed Ackbar heads that I've bought over the years. But a few years ago, I found this, which I bought for a very good price, but I was able to authenticate by some of the lines on the back here as being absolutely original from the screen-used molds that made Admiral Ackbar. I don't know how the eBay seller I got it from got it, but this is real.
Do you know what generation mold?
I have no idea what generation mold.
But it is tied somehow to Phil Tippett's original work.
Absolutely. So this is a foam-filled latex. Given its look, it's quite old. This is exactly how you might do a display head in a model shop. So this could be right from the ILM archives. Not the archives, but the model shop. It could have left back in the 80s.
But not something you'd put on over your head as a costume.
No.
So that's something you had to make.
There was a lot of prep to turn this into a costume. Let's get started talking about it.
Absolutely.
Wipe.
All right, Adam, how does this costume start out?
It starts out in two phases. One is it's got to fit me. So we're going to use a casting of my head. This was made by some friends of mine at ILM for a program I did for Discovery last year called The 1,000-Year-Old Man. Because I was wearing a bald wig so that we could mold it, and my hair's under here, it's actually a little bit large, which is nice because if we cast a fiberglass helmet on this, it fits me perfectly and can be quite adjustable. The second thing is to have my Ackbar head that I bought on eBay molded. Yeah. And for that, I sent it to my friend Frank DiPolito. I worked with Frank on Night of the Little Dead, which he both co-directed with my friend Zeke, and did all the makeup for. In fact, in that film, my scalp was pulled off the top of my head via very clever makeup that Frank designed. So, Frank molded my Ackbar, and we're going to have an article up on Tested about how he did it with all of the details. But the end result is this, wow. And this is in fact a soft foam rubber casting of Ackbar that is dimensional, so it's at least about a ½ inch thick all the way around. It is very fine grained. This is how they make movie masks. It is called SRAM. It is a foam latex, and it is roughly the consistency of makeup sponge.
Yeah, it's very spongy, and you know what? It smells sweet, like
it smells
sponge
sweet,
cake.
But also like ammonia, too, because that's a key element in latex rubber.
So this material, how well does it hold up? And is it something you can keep around afterward?
Yes and no. You'll notice if you've ever been to a Magic of the Myth exhibit that some of the original Star Wars masks look a little ratty around the edges. Latex does rot. It's particularly vulnerable to ultraviolet light. So I wouldn't, for instance, display it in this room where the sun would hit it every day and slowly just become crumbly and disgusting. If you want something like this to last, you've got to seal it, you've got to keep it in a UV protected space. There might be an original Ackbar mask or two around, but I actually doubt it. This is a test casting for me, and this is a test casting for me to make sure this fits and that it's comfortable. Frank just sent it to me, I got it in the mail this morning. When I figure out that it does work, I will send it back. And then he's going to clean up this seam, paint it up. He's actually got molds going for the eyes. I figured out a perfect substitute for Ackbar's beautiful clear eyes, which is those dictionary magnifying glasses.
Oh,
yes, wow, they work beautifully.
Right.
But let's try this on first and foremost. All right.
Oh,
what do you think?
Now you're Ackbar.
Is it?
That looks great.
Yeah, so, I mean, he really did make sure that the casting of my head fit inside the interior sculpt that he did so that the foam could be run in a thickness.
And I look like you could command a rebel army.
Exactly. I can barely see, but I can see out of the nostrils here.
Oh, and even though you're talking right now, the mouth actually is moving a little bit. The Ackbar in the movies was a puppet.
Right. The Ackbar in the movies was a puppet. I am going to do a little work on this mouth mechanism and try and get it to move when I talk, because, of course,
I want to walk around saying it's a trap, because that's going to get the laugh.
And focus all weapons on the Super Star Destroyer.
Exactly. So when I finally wear this, there will actually be some padding in here, but there'll also be a fiberglass helmet, like I described, over my head, and over that will be a shell that holds the
Props
top
it up.
of the head properly, so that Ackbar's actual head shape is just perfect.
What other modifications are you going to make to this mask?
Well, they did some post-processing on the mask. They added some little tendrils down here, so Frank is going to be making those out of latex and adding some tendril details. There are some little dots and bubbles all around. And then it's a bunch of some really careful airbrushing. The paint job on Ackbar is absolutely gorgeous, and Frank is going to do, I think, a capital job on that. You know, the place where most people who do Ackbar sculpts get it kind of wrong is in the wattle area here. I think he's fatter in the wattle than most people believe. You can see that it's really dimensional there. Ackbar doesn't mind being talked about like that.
Absolutely. Dimensional. It's a very kind way of putting it.
So now here, the question is, what do I wear?
Yes.
See, in the film, Ackbar wears this white tunic thing over white coveralls, and it's got a wide sort of round neck. But there's painting out there of Ackbar wearing a British Admiralty uniform. So I'm going to get my British Admiralty uniform that I had made that's based on Master and Commander.
Yes.
You took that picture last year. I'm going to put it on, and I want to see how it looks with Ackbar in it, how it
regal
feels.
Ackbar.
I hope so. So I'd like you to take a picture of me, and let's see if it works.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
All right.
let's see here.
That looks very familiar. This is your outfit from the Master and Commander.
It is.
And would you help me get it up over Ackbar's fleshy bits? All right. So I need you to take a picture so I can see this.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Oh,
That is hot in there. All right, let's see here. Oh, hey, that looks fantastic.
yeah, I think it really fits.
I think that looks really great. Excellent. I'm very pleased about how this comes out. This is
Awesome.
a very good development.
So what's next?
What's next is that Frank is going to be working on the head helmet, on the internal architecture of this. I'm going to ship this back to him. I have to work a little bit on the mechanism here. So
You want to be able to move the mouth when
Right.
you move your mouth.
That's pretty good. The mouth naturally stays closed. That might not be the... It's a trap. See, that looks great. It's a trap. Dun, 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 dun.
What are your options for making this mouth move?
Well, I have a couple. Because the structure of the mask sitting on me holds the mouth closed, I could build a little mechanism that teases from the inside here and just goes, it's a trap. But that's,
Attach to like your chin? Or...
yeah, but if I look up, his mouth is going to open. So I'm inclined more to put some wire structure under the lips with a spring in them that I could activate by maybe just a strap that sits under my chin. So I could operate it like that. But I've got to play around with a couple of these for a few hours just to see which one. I have to let it work in a way that's natural so that I can actually get my head inside the mask.
Right.
The third option is that I could remotely control it with something under my arm or in my hand or on my leg, but that's even less ideal.
That's very complicated.
Very
Sounds like an old
complicated.
magician's trick, and you'll have those hands.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be helpless once I put on these big silicone rubber hands.
Oh, you can't hold anything?
I won't be able to touch it. I mean, yeah, I'll just be like, "Ooh," I'll be taking pictures with everyone like this. It's a trap. Yeah.
It's really designing for the constraints of Comic-Con, something that's going to come together at the last minute. We're going to see you at Comic-Con.
See you at Comic-Con.
What?
It's a trap. Once I do the final paint job on it, I'm going to do black on everything. Let it dry for a couple of days, then hit it with a little rust oxide and burnt umber just to bring it out.
All right, Adam, we're here at Comic-Con.
We're here finally.
Whew, and Ackbar is complete.
Ackbar is complete and ready to go.
Oh my goodness, that has transformed.
Isn't it beautiful?
Since we saw it last.
So this has been built to fit exactly on my head. And in conjunction with this video, we have an article about its construction with mask maker Frank Ippolito, who did all the molding, casting, and arranged the painting and everything. I cannot wait to wear this.
It's light, and the eyes are so amazing. So explain again how we did the eyes?
These are dictionary magnifiers, like the one that came with my Oxford English Dictionary. It just occurred to me that these are water clear, beautiful lenses. You know, Frank mentioned, I think he might be right, that Ackbar's eyes are a little less domed than this, so perhaps in the future I'll make another Ackbar with less domey eyes, but this, he's my second favorite non-human character after Chewbacca, and I feel like we've done him justice.
And you decided, after all, not to have the mouth move.
You know what? I ran out of time.
Oh. You know, that's just like any cosplayer. It's not when the project's done, it's when Comic-Con starts.
You have to, the deadline refines everything down to what is absolutely necessary. I don't have any freedom of hand movement. I'll be wearing Ackbar's gloves, which look so awesome. Look at the shell on the back. They feel really squiddy and animally, but I will be helpless in these. So trying to operate an animatronic with my hands wasn't going to work, and trying to do it with my face, I ran out of time and wasn't going to be able to do it.
People still want to take pictures with you, don't worry.
Yes.
So that was a look at how this suit was made. Again, if you go to Test.com, you'll see a full article explaining, detailing the sculpting, the painting of this costume, and we'll have the video of Adam going on the floor incognito. We don't know what's going to happen. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
See you. That's a trap.